every night. When the clock struck 9 and the house grew quiet, something magical happened in Oliver's bedroom. His toys came to life. It started one Tuesday. Oliver had been tucked into bed, his nightlight glowing softly, when he heard a tiny thump. He peeked out from under his blanket. Captain Redbeard, his toy pirate, had just fallen off the shelf. But instead of lying still, Captain Redbeard stood up, dusted off his hat, and said, "Well, that was embarrassing." Oliver's eyes went wide. He held his breath. Then his teddy bear, Mr. Buttons, stretched his arms and yawned. Right then, he said in a gentle voice, "Who's ready for tonight's meeting?" Oliver sat up. You can talk." Every toy froze. Slowly, they all turned to look at him. "Well," said Captain Redbeard, placing his hands on his hips, "this is new." From that night on, Oliver became the only human who knew the truth. His toys weren't just toys, they had lives of their own, but they didn't spend their nights playing. They had problems. One evening, Mr. Buttons gathered everyone in a circle. "We have a situation," he announced. "What kind of situation?" asked Oliver, now sitting cross-legged on the floor. "The race cars," said a small robot named Blink. "They've stopped racing." Oliver looked over at his toy cars. They sat in a neat line, not moving. "That's not good," Oliver said. "It's terrible," cried Blink. "They're supposed to race every night, but now they just argue about who's fastest." Oliver thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "I have an idea." He built a track out of books and pillows, adding twists, turns, and even a jump at the end. "Now," he said, "it's not about who's fastest, it's about who can finish the whole course." The cars lined up, engines revved, ready, set, go. They zoomed, bumped, flipped hand, laughed. By the end, every car cheered for each other. "They're racing again." Blink beeped happily. Another night, Captain Redbeard had a problem. "My ship," he said sadly, pointing to a wooden toy boat, "is afraid of water. Afraid of water." Oliver said, "A pirate ship." Redbeard groaned. "It refuses to sail in the bathtub." Oliver walked over to the boat and gently tapped it. "What's wrong?" The boat creaked nervously. "What if I sink?" Oliver thought carefully. Then he filled the sink just a little and placed the boat in. "See," he said, "you float." The boat wobbled, then steadied. "Oh," it said, "I do." The next night, it sailed proudly in the bathtub, with Captain Redbeard cheering. Adventure awaits. But one night, there was a bigger problem than ever before. Mr. Buttons looked worried. Very worried. "What's wrong?" Oliver asked. "It's Little Squeak," said Mr. Buttons, nodding toward a tiny toy mouse in the corner. Little Squeak was sitting alone. "Head down, he won't squeak anymore," said Mr. Buttons, "and he won't tell us why." Oliver walked over and sat beside him. "Hey," he said softly, "what's going on?" Little Squeak sniffled. "Everyone is louder than me. The robot beeps, the cars zoom, the pirate shouts. My squeak is too small." "It doesn't matter." Oliver shook his head. "That's not true." He had an idea. The next night, Oliver turned off the lights completely. No nightlight, no glow. The room was very, very dark. "What's happening?" whispered Blink. "I can't see," said Captain Redbeard. Oliver smiled. "Now listen. At first, there was silence. Then, squeak a tiny sound. But in the quiet, it was clear and bright. Squeak, there it is," said Mr. Buttons. "We can hear you," said Blink. "You saved us," shouted Captain Redbeard. "We'd be lost without that sound." Little Squeak blinked. "Really, really," said Oliver. "Small doesn't mean unimportant." Little Squeak gave the biggest, proudest squeak of all. Every night after that, Oliver helped his toys with their problems, big and small. And every morning, when his parents came in, everything looked exactly the same. Toys on shelves, cars in rows, Teddy on the bed. "Did you sleep well?" his mum would ask. Oliver would smile and nod, because how could he explain that at night his room was full of pirates, racing champions, brave little mice, and one very busy boy, the only boy in the world who knew the secret, and who wouldn't trade it for anything.